Hello friends and followers. Here is a little lesson on how to calibrate your Drake R4B or R4A or R4. This radio has no power transformer. It's not even really powered up, but I want to calibrate the VFO because it was all taken apart. So you can do that by injecting about 9 volts or so into the VFO. So there's our 9 volts right there going in. And you can cable that 9 volts in, just ground the power supply somewhere. And you want to pick off the RF and give this thing 9 volts. So on the bottom of the R4B, the green wire is throwing 9 volts into this thing, and that's usually a red and white wire, at least on this R4B. You can see the red and white wire going to the VFO. Look for the coax connection going off to the switch. That's your VFO output. So I tap that on to your signal sniffer. This is basically an RTL SDR, and I'm running cubic SDR. It's pretty accurate. So once that's established, you can begin to calibrate your Drake receiver. This thing basically runs from 5.5 on the low end to 5.0. So when you increase your frequency, the frequency of the VFO decreases. It goes from 5.5 here to 5.0. And sure enough, you'll see the frequency here. There's 5.0 right there. And when I take the dial up in frequency, you'll see the frequency will decrement. So basically then, I'm starting at the bottom and I just want to get this thing on 5.0. So you can pretty easily then match the 0, even though this is taken apart, match the 0 to the frequency on the frequency counter, and it should be 5.0. So this thing is calibrated. If it wasn't calibrated, if it's skewed, you want to first get this guy. In my case, this VFO this VFO PTO was off track. So I had to first of all get that back onto the worm gear. And then when you calibrate, you want to put your finger in here and push back that gear. Okay, do you see that gear there? Watch this. You push the gear out of the way like that, and then you can take your hand and move the tuning around. Move the actual Lexan disc very carefully. Okay, so that's how you do that. Mine's calibrated, so I guess I don't want to goof it up again, but you'll hear it click into place or not. I guess mine didn't click into place, but it's calibrated. Now, the other problem you have is there's a stop, a physical stop. So you'll see a pin in here that is a physical stop pin, and that pin is that little brass pin right there, and that will fit into an indention right there in the wheel. So you want to make sure it won't over travel, and so to do that, you want to move it down to these little tick marks here and make sure it doesn't go beyond that or get stuck. So we'll go down here to the tick marks and it should stop. Mine's stopping about there, which, can I fix that? Is that irritating? I'm pretty much dead nuts on accurate here, so do I care? Then let's check the other side and make sure that it's working. So go ahead and increment up in frequency, which decrements your PTO VFO. And here it's going to be roughly at, I think, 5 megahertz. So there's my 5.5. I'll decrement this to 5 megahertz. And sure enough, there it is. Let's get it right on frequency. And you'll see that's right smack on. So now you can go over to your detent and see how it works. Pretty much stops there. Do I really care about that? Can I even fix that? The only way to fix that would be to rethread the PTO onto the worm gear, and I don't think I care about that. All I care about is it's accurate. So we're accurate here. That's what I care about. I don't think I care about that scale so much. We're right smack accurate. As long as it doesn't overshoot. Okay, just overshot. So that's not gonna work out. So you don't want to see it ever, no, it stopped. As long as it stops dependably. Here it got stuck. So what can we do about that? Probably then do have to fiddle with the VFO on the PTO on the worm gear here and start over. So that's a bummer. Anyway, if it's stuck, you basically want to get a screwdriver and release the pin and move it ahead. So I've given you the basics on how to do this. Carry on. That's what to expect. When you get in situations like this where it gets stuck, you have to take the little fork here off track and then just get lucky and get it back on where it's happy to be. It's not easy. Okay, well, that's my lesson on how to calibrate a Drake. Have a nice day.